Hey you, I'm the Queen of Shade. Welcome to the interview. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, oh, and hit my Cash App to support your favorite content creator. Now let's get to the interview. Mwah.
Let me tell you something. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too.
Salutations to foes. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming to you with another special presentation. Moving full speed ahead, getting to know some amazing people from all over the world, all over the globe. And, just hearing their stories, learning their stories, and sharing back and forth, sharing the positive energy back and forth. It's been an honor to do it. I've enjoyed doing it ever since I started in November. And I'm going to keep on doing it. And with that said, I have someone else very special that you need to meet. This young man is an entrepreneur, and he classifies himself the essential Muse. So we are going to get to know Mr. Essential Muse. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to all of you Mr. Q Debonair. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great. Happy to be here.
Listen, there was all kinds of stuff trying to stop this interview from happening.
You was like, you weren't having it.
I was like, I texted you yesterday. I'm like, okay, are you feeling well? Is it, and I went through the gambit of what it could possibly have been. And you were like, no. And then I'm like, okay. Then I wake up, I get into this room and I'm like, okay, it's hot as Jesus in here. Jesus in hell, going into hell, like it's bad. And the air conditioners weren't working. So then I'm like, okay. All right. So I called you and I'm like, And I think I tried to move this interview twice, but unfortunately and fortunately, a bitch is booked out into the middle of August. So I didn't have any other place to move you. So I was like, okay, let me see what I can do. I got to fix these air conditioners, and I did. And now we're sitting here looking at each other. You look cute.
Thank you. I didn't know what.
You said you didn't know what?
I didn't know what to put on. I just threw something together.
What is that underneath? I'm curious.
It's a shirt. Can we show nipples?
Yes. Yes.
It's just a little.
Did you design that?
No, I bought it offline.
It's nice. It's nice. Yes, we can show nipples. Thank you for the show. So tell us, mister, where are you hailing us from?
I am currently in Florida right now.
Florida. Okay, currently in Florida. So that makes it sound like you travel a lot. Do you travel a lot?
I like to, yes.
Okay. Where are you originally from?
See, I was born one place and then I moved. And then so I grew up in two different places,
Well, we've got time. We've got time. So tell us the story.
Originally, I was born in Virginia.
Okay.
And, I think I wasn't even 2, 3 before we moved down.
Yeah.
And down here, Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
But, I grew up at, let me see, Miami, Florida. I was always in Miami, as a child.
Yeah.
So I resonate with Miami a lot.
Okay.
So I always claimed it when I was younger, but I stopped going eventually. So it made it sound like I wasn't from Miami because I've been in Jacksonville for a little bit.
Okay. But you're a Florida boy. I love Florida
boys.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Florida boys. I don't know what it is about you guys. Even when I was in college, I was absolutely obsessed with you guys. There were a lot of you a lot of Floridians that came to my university in Pennsylvania because I'm from Philadelphia. But I went to college out near Pittsburgh, and there were just so many. Okay, that's okay. You were in the bed, so telling me I'm fine. Mm-hmm. What you say?
I said I am fine.
Okay, good. No, but there were a lot of college athletes, football players and things like that from Florida. And I took to you guys. I'm a Northerner. You guys are Southerners. It makes for a good balance.
Yeah.
So Mr. Entrepreneur, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
I do a little bit of everything. I was personal training for a minute, but COVID happened.
Yeah.
But we're still back outside, so I still do some of the personal training.
Yeah.
But I'm just a regular boy. I still do my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Because you got to get to the consistent money.
Yeah.
So, so I still got my 9 to 5, but I'm still working on the personal training on the side, and I want to get into my esthetician.
Yes.
That's my next thing to check off my list.
Okay, well, listen, at least you have a list. Listen, you're right. Consistent money is good money. Okay, that's great money. And
Yeah.
and I'm different. I've been doing this 20 years, but I tell everyone, hold on to your 9 to 5, because if you don't, it makes things like what I do damn near impossible. Because the money, and let me just say, the money gets small and the bills get large when you're trying to build a career, any career. So, if it wasn't for my grandmother, I wouldn't be able to sit here like this. She retired from being an educator and sank her retirement into me as a venture. It was a loan, which means pay it back, but it was a loan. But yeah, that's how I sit here. So whenever I hear my boys say, hey, I got to reschedule this interview because my job or my boss, I'm like, okay, baby, we'll do that. So tell us, you said you like to travel, but you also are a jack of many trades. What's your end game? Because it sounds like you're trying to get somewhere.
My end game, ultimately when I wanted to be like entertainment or, be somebody. When I was younger, I wanted to be an actor.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still hot?
Just a little bit. Hold on, let me turn on the other one. I just don't want to mess up the sound. Okay. That's what it is. Okay, yeah, it's not gonna mess with the sound. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yes, bless God. Okay. All right. So back to what you were saying.
Yes, I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be on this big screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I started. That's how I wanted to do. But as you got older, things started changing. Like what I wanted to do. Yeah. What I was presented to do, like what was coming towards me, like ballroom, everything.
Yeah. So, but my thing is, very few of us alive. It doesn't even matter if you're an entertainer, social media influencer, a fabulous twerker like YouTube. We'll get to that. But it doesn't matter what it is. Like our goals and our lives, they go through many evolutions. So, when I started, oh my God, I've been doing entertainment for 20 years now. I'm just now making headway, mind you. So it takes a while when you do it on your own. And
you your own everything. Yes.
Yes, you gotta be patient. So I'm not exactly the most patient person in the world, but before that, I was in college and I wanted to be a veterinarian. And I say this for a reason. I was very devastated when I had to leave school because of a medical withdrawal. I found out that my mother and my father, though they were not in my life and did not raise me, they very kindly passed me their mental illnesses, because mental illness is hereditary. So while I'm trying to make my life without any help from them or any major help from my family, because we started in the inner city, then I, as a child, was moved to the suburbs, but it was still very difficult. I found that, their mental illness rose when I turned about 17, 18, somewhere near 18. And I had to be medically withdrawn from school. And I remember sitting in the hospital crying because my life was over, trying to figure out what I was going to do because my dream was over. And I was so embarrassed because I had one of the most public manic episodes ever. I was well known on my college campus. I was director of the gospel choir. I was on the mime dance team. I spoke places when we went. I sang solos. I did all of those things. Praise and worship. We did all of that. It was a gospel choir. So to go from such a height,
Yeah.
and everyone believing in your promise, everyone believing that you'll make it, everyone believing that if anybody makes it, it's going to be you, and then letting them all down. That
could do something to your mental.
Oh, it destroyed me. When I came home, I don't think I'll be 40 in September.
Yeah.
I don't think I stopped crying when I ran into my classmates until I was, 33, 34. I would burst into tears every time I saw them because I felt like life moved on. Their lives moved on, and I got left behind.
Mm.
And that was a difficult place to navigate. But eventually, with the help of my grandmother and professionals and friends, not too much family, I learned that no, baby, life moved on, but so did you. You just have to reinvent what your life looks like. And get this, I'm a weirdo because my father plays 95 instruments. My father has been instrumental in the grooming and the cultivation of several big name acts today.
Right.
And he kept telling me, you're going to be famous. You're going to be famous. I'm going to look up. You're going to be on BET. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that. Every time I went to visit him, it was always sing for us, sing for us, sing for us. And I hate it.
Hey.
What'd you say?
You have a voice.
Yes. And I hated that. I hated that. Like, I literally hated that.
Like,
what you say, baby?
Being put on the spot?
No, I hated the fact that he was pushing entertainment the way that he was and wasn't successful in it.
Mm.
So you want me to do what you did. And I'm a firm believer, you can tell a person what to do. Oh, if you do this, this, that, and the other, you can do this. And they can kind of go off of, an idea of what it is. But it's so much better when you can say, this is what I've done. This is what I've accomplished. And you can show them. Because the thing is, people need roadmaps.
Guidance.
Yeah. And I didn't have that. He kept saying to me, oh, you're going to be famous, this is that, and the other. But there was no, like you just said, guidance.
No help whatsoever.
I hated him for it. I hate him for a different reason now. He wanted to, fight me in the street because I wouldn't just come out to him and tell him I was gay. And I said to him, why do I have to tell you something you already know? See, I was smart. That was that suburban education. I'm like, I'm not going to fight with you over something you already know. You need to come to grips with it because obviously I'm with it.
In the streets?
Yes, in the streets, child. In the streets in front of the damn house. And I had no business going down there anyway because he was in the heart of the ghetto. I had no business going down there. I had no business taking my little prim and proper ass down there. That was my fault. And I own my fault. I should not have even gone there. But I did, trying to make amends, trying to learn the other side. But no, I literally, the last time I spoke to my father, 2013, I want to say. Before that, it was 2000. So from 2005 to 2013, I didn't say anything to him. And then as I started to make headway online and become the Queen of Shade and everything started to happen in 2015, 2016, he reached out to me via social media, Facebook, and said like, I always knew you'd make it. And ironically, I wasn't upset. I honestly was in such a different place in my life because for the first time I had done something and it was succeeding. So I wasn't mad any longer. Mm-hmm. So I just said to him, oh, thank you for your congratulations, and moved on like he was a fan. That's how I handled it.
How you can handle it.
Yeah. And never have I ever said it's 2022 now. I haven't spoken to him since 2013. So no, but I say all this to say that our lives don't always look the way we want them to, or because this was the thing, my boyfriend said this to me the other night and it made me cry because he said, your life has moved in a direction that it has. And yes, you wanted to be a veterinarian. He said, but what you don't understand is, after college, you begin to homeschool. You spent 20 years learning your craft, 20 years studying what you needed to know about this business. And then he said, not only did you learn the business very well, and also cut down your margin of error. I have a very low margin of error, and that only comes from practice over years and years and years and years. I pass more than I fail. I fail, but I pass a whole lot more than I fail. And what he talked to me about was, homeschooling, and you can't discredit the education that you got out here in the world, researching, studying, reading, learning, mentors. And then he said to me, you're concerned about how your life looks because you thought being a doctor would mean you would have the white coat and you would be in a cold place, and you'd be operating on a hamster who swallowed something, or a cat or a dog or something like that. And he said to me, you're still a doctor. Look at all the masses that you touch. Your light, your expertise, your wisdom, everything you know, you still help the masses. You're still performing surgeries in people's lives. You are still the doctor you always dreamed you'd be. You just are not accepting that because it doesn't look the way you wanted it to look. So I said all of that to say this. It's good to have a lot of goals and dreams. And though we've just met, something strikes me about you already. You're very determined. Tell me what your birth sign is.
My zodiac? I'm a Taurus.
Ah, okay. That's why. The horns, the bull.
You see them behind me?
Oh, wow. I didn't. Yeah, there it is. I see now. But yeah, so yeah, I know many Taurus, and they are very focused, very driven people. They end up usually to be very wealthy as well. Yeah, it happens for you guys. It does. You guys won't have it. You guys won't have it any other way. You won't have it any other way. So tell me, are you an only child?
I have 6 sisters.
Woo!
And I'm a twin.
And you're a twin. Oh, identical? Like, is it identical or fraternal?
Fraternal.
Oh.
And it's
okay. And what?
It's a girl.
Oh, okay. Yay. Okay. Yes, that does happen among Black people. Let them know. That happens. Yes. You know? So growing up with a big family like that, and especially having a family of women, how was it for you growing up? Did they mother you?
We all grew up in the same house, but everybody ironically did their own thing.
Oh, wow.
We all lived our own lives. And so I feel like nobody really knew what was going on with each other, but we did have a bond and a connection. So it's like, I feel like we never got deep into our problems or deep, but we always bonded, had a good bond.
Yeah. That is good. I'm not really in connection with my siblings, and we all grew up in the same house too. Are you dying over there? Are you trying not to die? What is going on? Because he was in the bed all day yesterday, and when I called him, he was in the bed. He was not feeling well, and he did not want to miss this with me. And I said, all right. Now, I tried to reschedule. I couldn't. So don't you, I'm just saying it now because you better not keel over on my camera. What you say?
Cut out if I do.
Oh my God, what you say? Edit it out.
Yeah.
I don't edit. If it happens, and they gonna see it.
You said you edit.
No, I don't edit, baby. So look at you. Oh, now he's alive. Wait. Now I saw it come on. Wait. Oh no, baby, I don't edit. What we say is what we say. And it goes out just like that. It's part of my trademark.
Right.
Authenticity. Now look at you. He's straightened up. He's straightened up. He's like, wait a minute. No, she doesn't edit. So, oh my God. So you said growing up, you guys kind of did your own thing. How far apart are you guys? Because I want to see if it was because, you know, the others were severe or much older, or was it just you guys are into your own things?
No, it was like I think it's 10 years in between
Okay.
us. Like I'm 24, so the oldest one might be 34.
Okay.
So it's like a 10-year.
Okay.
So for 10 years, my mom was at it.
Okay. So you just answered my question, because I was going to say, did you grow up with your mother and your father?
Yes.
Nice.
You
Nice.
see, it sounds good. I promise you, it sounds good, but it's not what it is. It's all cracked up to be. You know, you're growing up with a big family, and you know, you got both of your parents in the house, but they not. You know, I don't know if people could really help you or understand you. When people don't understand you, they don't really know how to help.
Yeah.
So people say much or don't talk about the things.
You know what's so crazy? For the majority of Black people, you are explaining our childhoods. It's the same. There are an elite echelon of Black people among us that grew up Ivy League and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Our hat is off to them. But the rest of us, we had to hit the ground running. So I understand exactly. I didn't grow up, like I said, with my mother or my father. It was the 80s, and, you know, crack rocks and all kinds of other things swept the 80s. And it literally took my mother and my father from me. But there were other things there. A lot of like deep family issues.
Right.
So yeah, so it was what it was. I've always had my grandmother. And when she couldn't do, or when she was too busy, because my thing with my family was my grandmother was the college graduate,
Right.
the master's degree holder. Her children didn't follow in their footsteps, because ironically, I was talking to her about this morning as we were on our way to the Walmart Supercenter. I said, in my family, the problem with my family is that they all wanted to do their own thing. Now that's good. That's fine. But what wasn't good was, you want to go off and do your own thing. Your mother warned you. Your mother tells you, maybe you should give that some space, some time. Maybe you should research that more. But they wanted to do their own things. And then it was a disaster. It became literally a shit show. And then what they would do is come back to my grandmother to fix their shit show, after she previously warned them that they shouldn't have done it at all. Yeah. So that was what was going on with my family. They were too busy doing what they want to do. And I come from a family, especially on my mother's side, all of my aunts and uncles are gay and lesbian. So yeah, every last one of them. But the problem is the whole indoctrination piece has them not always loving themselves, not always being confident in themselves, thinking that God hates them and that God doesn't want anything to do with them, and that they're going to burn in hell if they don't live a sanctified life. And I was the first to say, oh no, God loves me this way. I'm going to love my man and my God. And
because you can have both.
And that got me put out. I was homeless. Yeah, that got me put out. And for many years, I didn't speak to my family. But then, like I said, my mother's and father's hereditary mental illnesses kept rearing their heads. And I kept needing help. I would wind up in hospitals. I've been in hospitals in New York and here in Paris, you know, because I was out there. I'm very powerful and very talented, and I can say that in my own right. So I was traveling. I was a model. I was doing things. And then I'd have to like disappear because I just come apart. And that was before the 16, because now it's been 16 years of medication and therapists and doctors. And, you know, I'm good now, but I needed them back then and they weren't there. And so I'm really estranged from a lot of my family. It's just me and my grandmother and my nephews. Yeah. My brothers and sisters, we grew up in the house. We're all 2 years apart. There's 4 of us. And my baby sister is the only one that can actually get to me. And I mean that, get to me, because the others, they don't have my information. They don't, on social media, I block them. And, you know, I don't play, I don't mix my business with the mess. So, so it's good that even though it may not have been storybook, you did get to see both the representation of both parents, because it helps. It helps.
I'm very thankful, very blessed for it. I forgive my parents, because they wasn't equipped with the best at they when they was coming up. They about mental illness, or so they didn't know how to like take care or ask the right questions.
Yeah.
So it's just like, sometimes we got to teach them, but it's like I know it feel like it's a lot trying to teach a grown person.
Yeah.
Almost.
Okay. Did you just say mental illness?
No, I said almost pointless.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. The camera cut out. Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy trying to raise grown folk. He is dying, y'all. This boy is dying. He was in the bed. He is sick.
I'm not sick, though.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Let's give it a name. Where were you? You was twerking at the club last night and got sick.
Oh, I told you I didn't even go out. I've been outside.
How long have you been in the house?
For a minute, about a month. Because I've been on social media too. Like, because my personal life. My personal life gets in the way, or I feel like I need to focus on my personal life.
Yeah.
I get off of social media.
Yeah.
Like,
you've been gone for a minute. Yeah, you have. Let me see.
But just so I can have something to come back into.
Yeah, you know what? I had to do the same. I took a hiatus from Instagram for 7 months. This December 1st was my last post. And then I came back during Pride Month in June. So yeah. And then I came back. And what was so funny is like, even though I was gone, I was still working. Like I was growing my TikTok following and I'm doing that. And then I also was doing this. So when I came back, I just started marketing these on Instagram and people were like, oh my God. Someone from a publication reached out to me, one of my most favorite publications, Gay Magazine. And the editor said to me, I can't keep up, bitch. It was like, you just got all this work that you've done.
That's very consistent.
Yeah. It's been that way for 20 years. Like but get it. That's the secret to success. It's not. You can have. Yeah, you can have money, no money. I said this yesterday and 2 days ago in my interview. You can have money and be stupid. You can have money and not know exactly what to do with it, where to go with it, how to invest it, how to use it so that it benefits you. Janelle Monáe, I remember her Simply Jane song. So it was either Simply Jane or Sincerely Jane. And she said, she was talking about, they'll pay for spinners on their cars, but they won't pay college loans. Priorities. So I digress. Because that could just, we could go there. But I digress. I went there 2 interviews ago. If they want to see that, they can go back 2 interviews ago. Yes. So okay. So you said you like to travel too. So have you ever been up north, like New York and things like that?
Yes. I think it was earlier this year, was it? It was the coldest winter ever, the ball.
Yeah.
I was up in Pennsylvania, like that was where my old ballroom house was originated from. So I was always like the house anniversaries and all that stuff. But then, like I said, COVID happened, so I stopped.
Yeah. Tell me about the ballroom scene. I'm interested in this because my boyfriend is very heavily intrigued and has been in the ballroom scene for years. He's kind of, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. What you say? Say it again. I didn't
know. Personally, you can bring anything to ballroom. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a category for anybody.
Wow. So
it's like,
how'd you get started? Explain to me.
Okay, so remember I told you.
Before you do, tell us what your category is.
I'm Catboy Sex Siren.
Okay.
So before, I didn't want to go into ballroom. Like, I didn't know what that was. Mm-hmm. So, remember I told you I wanted to act. So I was online. I seen like a web series, a gay web series. Mm-hmm. I was like, maybe I could start there. I like the web series. That's why I was like, maybe I could start there. It was like, it had production. It looked somewhat professional. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to find these people on social media, get in contact with them, see if I can go in that way, like that. one of them actually reached back out to me. Jason is my house mother, King Mother, Jason. And he was like, what I got to do for you to start walking some balls? And, you know, he's already a celebrity artist. So I'm like looking at his page. So he got the blue check. So he's verified. So I'm like, okay, this would be a good mentor or guide, mentorship in this community. And what better way than do it him? He's an icon in the ballroom scene. So it's just, I appreciate that. I appreciate him for that. And I love him still to this day for it.
Wait, if we're going to do this right, you got to say his name and you got to say the house name too, so that everybody knows that he gets his shine. Everybody got to know who you belong to. Come on now. King
Mother, Jason, Supreme Moncler. And we are the house. We are the Supreme House of Moncler.
Okay. You got to got to do it right. Got to do it right. Ballroom is the evolution of ballroom is very huge right now.
It's growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. It's always been big, but it's like more mainstream, like the other people are seeing it, because it's always been big to the LGBT community.
Yeah. You know what? I was telling my boyfriend, I said, I watched the ballroom clips and I turn around and I scan the crowd. And I'm like, you have the most masculine men there. I love that. And the most feminine men there. There's a mix of everything. But I used to tell my boyfriend, I'm like, you would never think he would be there. You would never think he would be there. You would never think he would be there. And everyone's there. So it also helped me because I'm not really familiar with the ballroom scene. When I was younger, I had two occurrences. I had someone ask me if I would join their house. But I was a pretty little model then, and I knew what and I'm a Libra, so I always knew what I wanted to be and where I wanted to go. Right. And so I was like, no, like that was my thing. No. And they said, oh, she's full of herself. I said, baby, one day the whole world's gonna be full of me. That day has come. But anyway, I don't know where they are. I know where I am. But also the second occurrence was I went down to see a performance and the babies, I'll never forget. And that was another thing, the black boys, the little black boys. And when I say boys, I mean, they were over 18, but I'll never forget, you know, I went down there and I didn't have anything on my face. I didn't have any makeup on my face or anything. My hair was twisted and I just had it pulled back. And I'm tall and thin, you know, model-esque. And they were like staring at me. And I remember they came over to me and they were like, what house are you in? And can we join? And I was like, oh, sweetie, I'm not in the house. You know, I'm not in the house. And they were like, oh. And then they even said, could you start a house so we could join? Like they were drawn to my light. And it just, you know, and this is the thing. The reason why I'm staying here is, like we said, it's a big thing now, because now with Legendary and icons like Leomi and all of these other, you know, huge people that are coming to the front that have always been there. That have always been there. Wait a minute now. They've always been there. They're not new. They true to this. But it's, you know, with this being the world's introduction to ballroom, it's an amazing thing. It's a really amazing thing. I did see, and I was obsessed with Paris is Burning. I was very obsessed with Pepper LaBeija and Willie Ninja. And then Willie Ninja made his way into fashion. And, you know, I remember watching and I remember looking like, and the thing was, this was before I really had accepted the knowledge of who I was. I was a little boy watching this. Yeah. Because like I said, my family, they're on my mother's side, who I grew up with, they're gay and lesbian. So I caught all kinds of stuff that they was watching, you know? And, you know, Paris is Burning was one of the things that I caught, and I watched it very intently. Not so much for the sexuality. I did scout and see who was older than me. I was a little fast. See who was older than me and who was cute and hot and all that. But it was the stories that really provoked me. But the reason why I say this is because back in 2009, when I released my first official single, it was called Black Stilettos. It's on my album now because I put it on there kind of as to say, you guys were rocking with me back in 2008. So then I released the album in 2018. That was a 10-year gap. but there was a lot I had to do. I was baking. But yeah, but I'll never forget, it was the ballroom scene.
Mhm.
Heard my song and it just flew. They were like, oh my God. Like it was crazy. It was crazy, the response to that song, Black Stilettos. And it really, like, it from there, it just, my presence just went around ballroom and other things. And it was just like, oh my God. And for a person that never had thought about ballroom, I now had to thank the ballroom community for making my first single a success. Because
Basically,
they did.
uh,
They did. They absolutely did. Absolutely, like unequivocally, they absolutely did. It was the ballroom scene that took Black Stilettos and made it what it is today.
mhm.
Mhm. So my hat is off to ballroom, because even though I always felt like I don't belong there, that was my thing. But because I'm not one of those people that got into the old way. The old way was, like, I got scared because I'm like, I'm not stealing for labels. This was the old way,
Yeah.
I'm not boosting, I'm not doing anything, I'm not doing stunts and shows to get into designer frocks. Like, that was the old way. I'm not saying they're doing that now, because these boys, but before we go there, let's preface it, because these boys now have 9-to-5s and degrees, and
And
they
they
take and disposable income. Look at you, you so shady. I'm supposed to be the queen of shade, you being the king of shade right now. But anyway, they got degrees and they got disposable income, so they can buy and finesse, let's say finesse, their
Mhm.
way into designer frocks.
Right.
Thanks. Let's say it like that. All right, now you can say your shady part. Go ahead. I ain't gonna silence you, and I'm not gonna censor you. Go ahead, baby.
No, I was just like, was the old way, and it's like, people are still out here doing those things. And, back then, it was like easier to get away with the things,
Yeah.
like versus as it is today. It's just like, it's really like they're gonna catch you one way or another.
Listen,
I-
I didn't come this far to go to jail. But get it, that as a child that came up during the 80s with a lot of trauma,
Mhm.
I'm able, even in my work now, my job now, I go into a situation with a human being and I pinpoint their trauma. That's what I'm good at. That's my specialty. I pinpoint their trauma and I immediately start working at the point of their trauma. That's why I'm so successful, is because even in my speeches, even in my monologues and all the things that I've written and recited for social media, I find people at the point of their trauma and start building there. Sometimes you can't, sometimes the tree is not stable. You got to put pegs and poles and bars and planks so that the tree can kind of fuse itself back together before you can teach it anything, before you can get it fruit, before you can check the root system, before you can do anything. So that's actually what I do today, is pinpoint people's trauma. But yeah, I just, and this is odd, because I mean, I look at it, but I always knew this. A lot of people that started in ballroom actually crossed into mainstream, and especially into fashion. When I was doing my fashion, analysis and research and study of the fashion industry, there were several icons that had been ballroom icons or present in the ballroom scene that, like I said, Willie Ninja, like they moved into the fashion community. Yeah, another one, RuPaul, one of the most successful drag queens of our time, of ever. He was in ballroom. He was in.
Once upon a time, that was the only like drag queen I knew.
Yeah,
And even a show full of them, that was like, I was like, well, not the drag queen I know, but like, I don't know, I felt like that was the most famous gay person when I was younger, because that's all I seen. Like, he was on TV, and I was like, and I always say, well, we all are not like RuPaul.
Right. I agree. And I think of his song right now, Sissy That Walk. He says he's a femme queen. That was what he said in his song. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and this was, and this is, it's so crazy because I'm having a memory. I remember when one of my uncles he was getting in the ballroom. He started voguing. He used to come home. He went to a performing arts school. So he picked up dance very easily. So I remember him and his gay friends. My uncle's only 8 years older than me. So when I was 8, he was 16, so they were young. And I remember them coming, I'm having a memory, like, this is so crazy. It never came out like this before, but I remember being in the kitchen in North Philadelphia. And he's in there with his guy friends and they're practicing their techniques. I actually saw that in my house. And my uncle, he was very good at it. My situation with my uncle was always greater than he believed himself to be. That was always his problem.
So not a lot of confidence.
What you say?
I said not a lot of confidence.
Not a lot of confidence. And the thing was, he was amazing. He was amazing at everything he did. He was smart. He was beautiful. He was, just talented, but the confidence level was just not there. And our relationship kind of got sorted because I came along and I just had this naturally built-in confidence. I had this natural, like, I trusted myself before I trusted anybody out here. Like that was what I was, but I was a shaman. A shaman is a spiritual leader and guide. So I was two-spirited early. So I recognized early I had self-awareness. I was and I'll say severely as that word, I was severely self-aware. Sometimes to my credit, sometimes to my discredit. But I remember them practicing their vogue and all the styles. And I think my uncle dipping was the first time, and the death drop, that was the first time, and the duck walk. That was the first time. If you die on my camera, I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God, if you die on my camera. He's like, yes, Lord. Okay. So say it again. I didn't hear you.
I said, I'm still with you.
All right, now, don't you die. Listen here. Let me see what time it is. We got a lot more time. Don't play with me. See, I love this. Like, we're getting to know each other, but we're really getting to know each other. This is like it's a vacuum. We get to know each other. You already have my number. So yeah, like it's like, okay. No, but I have a lot of respect for ballroom. So in ballroom, you said you were there. It was not something that you wanted to get into, but you found your way into it. Would you say that it was rewarding for you?
My first ball, I won grand prize.
First ball?
Mm-hmm.
Did this have anything to do with that derriere that you have? He said, oh yes, I want everybody to go over to your page. Because I saved the video. How about I hit the repost tab? I said, oh, wow.
What video?
See, we're going to give it to them. We're going to give it. It's my platform. I'm going to stop it so we don't get in trouble.
Oh.
Hold on. Here we go. That's all they need to see. That's all they need to see. That's enough. Because it gets a little more risque as it goes. And I saved the video because I was beauty. Mm-hmm. Absolute beauty.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Absolute beauty and confidence. And that is what drew me to you. And I sent that message immediately. I have to talk to you. Do you know that's what I do? Mm-hmm. I love being my own entrepreneur. I love being my own master of ceremonies because I don't have to just speak to celebrities. I don't have to just speak to people that, a boss would want me to speak to. Anyone and everyone that I see that piques my interest, I can just shoot them an invitation.
Yes. And
then we do this. And it's going pretty well, despite your dying every 15 minutes. So tell me, keep going. So first ball, grand prize.
First ball.
Where was it? And come on, tell me, where was it? What you was wearing?
I forgot the name of the ball, but if you look on my page, it was when I had those flowers on me.
Okay.
The pink jock strap.
Oh yes, I can show them the picture. Grand prize. Look at you.
Actually came from the dollar store. So it's like,
really? I love it.
Yeah.
Confidence, baby, confidence.
It was, my old house, my house member. I was in a different house at that time when I won that ball.
I'm showing them the video too. Hold on. Keep talking. You was in the house. You won.
Yes, I was in a different house at that time, and my house mother was still there, King Jason.
Yeah.
He put it on, and it just came out like that. We didn't have a vision.
Yeah.
We just put it together. That's what ballroom is about. It's about being creative.
Yeah.
Thinking on the spot, and like just coming with it all.
Do you know what I noticed though?
Mm-mm.
When you're in the space, you transform. You're a performer. You're a performer. Mm-hmm. It's not wrong for you to say, I want to be an actor. Because when you're in the space, you become it. Mm-hmm. That's why.
I got to do at the right time.
Yeah, that's why. And there's the trophy. Hold on. You showed us all. There's the grand prize. So everybody know he ain't lying. There you go. How long ago was this?
I think that was in. Do you have the year under the post? I don't even know.
Let me see. I can tell you. Yeah, let's get it right. Okay, May 2nd, 2021.
Yeah, so last year, right there.
Wow. So you're a grand prize holder, and you started last year.
Yes. But I actually was in that house back in like 2019.
Okay.
So after 2019, like February, March, that's exactly when everything closed.
Yeah.
And I originated my house was originated in Philly. So
my hometown.
Philly was on lockdown. They didn't do much.
Oh yeah, we didn't play no games. Yeah. No, it was.
I heard martial law.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Our governor wasn't playing. Our governor was like, until further notice, everything is closed.
Yeah.
Then the businesses had to petition to get that special licensing to stay open. So supermarkets were open, not restaurants, but like takeout spots were open, but they had a very strenuous set of guidelines that they had to adhere to before they could, in order to stay open. Boy, if you die on me. You a trooper. So tell me, you're still in the house though, right? Even though you haven't seen them since COVID, right? Yes,
they actually had a ball just this past weekend. Every time I miss a ball, it like breaks my heart a little bit. But and I can be there. I can support you without being there.
Yeah.
So
wow.
There's always going to be another ball.
Yeah, and that's but you know what's so crazy? That is how I tell like young people getting into the acting and entertainment business. So always going to be another casting. So always going to be another runway show. So always going to be another American Idol. If they don't come out with the American Idol, if that closes, what happens? The Voice jumps up. Then the Voice, after the Voice jumps up, what jumps up? The 4 jumps up. Then after the 4, what jumps up? America's Got Talent. So there's always going to be opportunity. So that's what I tell them. Take your time and mature. Grow into your craft, because it took me 40 years to get here. I've been in entertainment for 20, but it took me 40 years to have what's coming out of this mouth, all the experience, all the learning, everything, because people, I tell you like the prophetess told me when I was little, you pretty, but you ain't that pretty. I'm pretty, but I ain't that pretty. Okay. And I know I'm pretty. But the thing is, there's so much more happening internally. Even as we speak, people are hanging on to what we're saying because we're.
And that's why I say those things in my captions. Sometimes I'm talking, I'm talking from like personal experience.
Right.
So like, look at some of my posts have, little short paragraphs or like little words of wisdom. I call it Q wisdom.
Yeah.
And I actually have a highlight of it as well, little quotes that I say, because I feel like everything I say is money.
Yeah.
So
I particularly love this paragraph, if you allow me to quote you.
Okay.
This was April 21st of 2021. So I got to quote you right. As a journalist, I have to cite my source. This is coming from Instagram. This is your Q Debonair Instagram account. And this one touches my soul in a way that, never has before. It says, abs, ass, arms is what we want. And we got to show the picture.
Boy.
I'm toying with you because I know you're sick. I'm trying to make you feel better. But yeah, I'm toying with you because I know you're sick. But you like most boys. Their mama be like, baby, you sick. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Baby, maybe you should stay home. I can't miss football practice. Like, that's what's going on here. You like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. You're going, and you're going to die after this is over. You're going to die. You're going to cry. You're going to leap back in there with all them clothes on.
I feel better though. I really do. I feel better from last night though.
Okay. Are you drinking liquids like fluids and stuff like that?
Yeah. And I think that's what it was, is dehydration. Because when I don't go to the gym, I haven't been in the gym in like, a couple weeks. Okay. So like when I usually drink water heavy when I'm at the gym, when I go to the gym. Yeah. Because it's like the mental space, water. That's all I drink at the gym. Yeah. I haven't been going. So like I feel like it's dehydration. Yeah. A dramatic from like me going to the gym every like 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get back to it.
I always refocus. Always.
No worries. You will get back to it. And that's what the storms in our life, even when we're sick, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tell me, like you said, you won grand prize the very first time. Outfit was from the dollar store. The confidence was from God, honey. Confidence was from God.
Yeah. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I was really nervous. Everybody was like, you look nervous. And I'm like, it might have been on my face, but my like body language.
I couldn't tell, and I'm good at assessment. You've seen my page. I post demons. I know.
Hard bodies. Post hard bodies.
Listen, I got love for all bodies. And get it. Yeah, all black and brown. I love men from all over, but black and brown. Listen, they always fetishize us anyway. I was telling somebody this the other day. They got a fetish for every single thing we do. Like I get men, can you wear your wig? Can you wear your dress? And I'm like, hell no. Like, I'm working like, bitch, I'm working for a real client here. I'm not coming to play with you, sweat out my wig and all this stuff. It's a good wig. Mother's wigs are not cheap.
The girl and doing the things that a girl has to do, it's very much a lot.
Yeah, it is.
And the trans, even the drags who dress up like, that's a lot.
It is. And me, I'm a trans illusionist. That's a glorified cross-dresser.
Okay.
Yeah. When I called you, you was dead out of it. You ain't seen me. I had a bald head and all that.
I seen the green screen room from the RuPaul. I was like a whole new person.
Say that again. I was talking. You said, well, I seen the green. Say it again.
I said it was giving green screen room with the get up. I was like, oh wow. And I was like, okay, she feels like, I don't I'm like, okay, this is who he is, who she is.
Then I come on screen and you looked at me like, oh, okay.
I know how you give it up when you get in front of the camera. It's that red. Put on that red lipstick.
Yeah, it's my thing. And my red lipstick is it's usually the only shade I wear, even in the daytime. And some people say that's a faux pas to wear red lipstick in the day, wear something more nude or wear something, less flamboyant. But I was voted most talkative in high school. Mm-hmm. My voice now, like I was telling someone the other day, my voice now, because of social media and music and all, I have one of the most recognizable voices in the world. When people hear me speak, because so many people have heard me, they recognize who I am. So, I do enjoy not having to look like this all the time. Even when I go out in public, I try not to speak because it gives the game away. It gives the game away. They know immediately who I am because they're like, I can't hide. So when I go out, I have my baseball cap on, I got my basketball shorts on, I got my SpongeBob.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got my SpongeBob flip flops. Yeah, I'm a regular, but you know, that's the beauty of being two spirited. Yeah. I'm two spirited. So I float very easily in both. And, you know, my pronouns are he, she, his, her, them.
Yeah, I had a friend who wanted to identify as, you know, in ballroom. In my old house, you know, I miss her, but she would dress up, you know, want to be a girl. So like when she was in the girl form, address her as she.
Yeah.
But when out of it, she wanted to be like this hardcore, like not hardcore, but like completely opposite from a girl, not soft, you know.
Me, I think, you know what it is? It's not even really just soft. I'm just me all the time. All the time. It's like I float so easily.
Yeah.
You know, when you know who you are, I just give the girls what I am.
Yeah, you don't have to explain anything. You see me like this and you see me like that.
Yeah.
But don't.
What you say, but don't what?
Disrespect me.
Honey, we ain't gonna have that conversation. Honey, listen, I didn't get to be 40 messing around with these queens and not be able to listen. I enjoyed the gym myself. It's COVID. I showed them yours. I got to show them mine.
Okay.
Yeah, but like when COVID hit, it was so weird because when COVID hit, where most people were relaxing, he is dying.
I'm not. Give me 1 second, y'all.
It's dying. I'll hold my.
Okay, come on.
No, but what I was saying was when COVID hit, when most people were lightening their workload, my workload tripled because I then became the voice to get people through the pandemic. Yeah. I worked very, very hard. I had to be in front of that camera saying what we all needed to hear being said. And because of that, it kind of took me away from the gym, but my schedule has been lightening up.
Oh.
So, yeah. So
wait, who's that?
That's me.
Okay. You look good.
He said, you look, get it. My boyfriend, he enjoys both.
You have a nice, amazing body.
Thank you. And you know what it was? Because I worked out for years. And then I even took, like in school, I even took like weightlifting courses to actually learn how to do it. And then I learned from, you know, like I said, I was attracted to football players. So I learned how to work out from them and how to rip the muscles and how to get the best result. And, you know, they taught me all that stuff. So it doesn't take me very long to snap back.
Right.
So, yeah. So now that I'm still a little crazy, like I don't go to public spaces because I'm not trying to catch what's out here, but I'm moving very, very steadily toward a place where my gym can be in my home. So
that's what I want to do now. Like I want to, you know, and they're actually effective.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, but see, my home gym won't be a regular home gym. I'm going to spend the money. All the life fitness equipment that you see in the gym, I want in my home.
Right.
I want the real shit. I don't want a Bowaflex. Sorry to be saying it like that, but I don't want no Bowaflex. I don't want none of that.
You don't want everything?
No. I need every single machine because I get in there with my music. You know what's so crazy? Like I said, I'm a recording artist. Most of my music was written in the gym while I was pumping iron. I was in my mode, and I'm like, literally, I just be hearing stuff like, oh, all right. You know, one of my bigger songs in Europe right now is Stoic. So I'm standing there and I'm like, I could think about a million reasons why you need to burn in hell. You're a liar and a cheater. I'll be going all a con artist telling tales, disrespectful, been rejected boy, your abuse never fails. Like, yeah, I'll be going in. So I'll be saying all that into the recorder. That's why I don't talk at the gym. I'm saying all that into the recorder in between my set, then tuck that away and then get back to my set. But yeah, most of my music was written in the gym. The gym still is my happy place, because it's, for me, it's a place where I can go, and I have this propensity to work very hard. I've always had it. My work ethic is quite insane. So not only do I get to work hard, but the results, you get to see them.
Believe it's you're gonna grow, and not fit, but like, you know, you're gonna grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's always gonna be a result. You're gonna feel good afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I always felt good because I would do the whole workout. And then every day I had to, at the end of my workout, I had to do 30 minutes on the elliptical for my lung, every day, for my lung capacity, so I could sing. So that, you know, I had to have the arms and the legs moving to
open it up.
Yeah. So that when I go, because I'm a mezzo soprano, so when I go in that booth, I'm in the rafters. So I had to make sure that I could hold my notes and things like that. So that's why the gym just and it regulated those chemicals, especially being bipolar. It just really it just regulated the chemicals. I felt so good after and during, like I felt so good. So it makes for a very, and a lot of men, like, and that's the thing about men, we feel real good in that gym because you get to be alone, you get to turn on your favorite music, and it's the same thing. You get to build what you want to see in yourself. There is nothing more gratifying and enjoying. Like seriously, that's why you have a lot of men. Shout out to all the men that are personal trainers, such as yourself, because I trained people, but I stopped because they didn't want to work out the way that I worked out. Because my attitude was, I'm not going to stand on the side with you and tell you this is what you need to do. My training was different. I'm one of those people, I can show you better than I can tell you. So if people wanted to train with me, I had contracts and everything, but like literally I would be like, if you want to train with me, they're like, yes, I want a body like yours. I'm like, okay, now you saying you want a body like mine. It's not going to necessarily be mine because it's going to be yours, but we'll see how you develop. And then my thing is, they show up at the gym and I'm like, all right. And I just circuit to circuit. I go first, you follow me.
Right.
That was how I did it. I go first, you follow me, mirror what I do. And I wasn't killing them either, because what I wanted them to understand is I have such a passion for fitness that it wasn't like you try to lift what I'm lifting. No, when they followed me, I'd set it to their weight that they could handle. You know, I wasn't trying to get no injuries or have nothing like that happen. Right. Yeah, but shout out to my boy, he's from Philly, his name is Shay. He's always wanted to work out with me, but when Shay would come to the gym to work out with me, and I'm saying his name because I love him, he's a Virgo, he would be on that damn phone, and I couldn't take it. I'd leave his ass because I couldn't take it. I'm like, Shay, give me your phone. You want a body? Give me your phone.
They always want the body, like, how can I get it like you? How can I get it like yours? It's just like, you don't have the same physique.
The same physique. And I have one guy, I interviewed him, Jonah Meme. He's a big fitness competitor and he studied kinesiology and all of these things. And he always says, like, you know, it's not genetics, you can build it. It just takes years. And you have to eat the right way. And this is that and the other. But part of it is prone to the bone structure. Yeah.
Yes. And the muscle, the build. Yeah, if you activate the right muscles, because we have so many muscles that we don't use.
Right.
And some people, you got to activate the right muscles in order for you to grow, right?
Yeah.
In the right.
Yeah. I always loved it because when I would be in between, like I would always come out of the hospital and have to start over. So I would be in between bodies, and the guys, I'd walk in, and of course there's all these heterosexual guys in the gym, and they would see me walk in day one skinny. By 3 months, they'd be looking at me like, I used to bench 250 pounds and I'm only 160 pounds soaking wet. I learned, in the way that I learned to lift weights, my core was very strong. I'm a very strong person, but it also mirrors me spiritually. I'm a very strong person and I consistently do it. I'm not one of the guys that lifts one time because it's your personal best, you know, and you lift one time and you put it down. No, I lift until I can bench that thing 10 times. That's just, I'm hardwired like that. Say it again, baby. Say it again.
You have to push yourself, because if you don't push yourself, you're not going to grow to the next step. You're not going to evolve.
Yeah.
So you got to push.
And what I love too is I would always, because I always had a certain, being a model, being an entertainer, I always had a certain stopping point. Like I always had a point that I knew when my body was how I wanted it to see it. And it became more of every day my workout became maintenance instead of building. So I would still go up in weight. Like if things got too light, I'd go up in weight, but I didn't put on too much more muscle. I was right where I needed to be. So that body used to get me in trouble, child. Before I had a boyfriend, I've been celibate for 10 years now. But before that, the girls didn't even care. They didn't even care about the voice. I could talk to them and sound like Michael Jackson or Prince. They didn't care.
Hot and ready.
Say it again.
Some of them be hot and ready.
Yes, that body. They saw that body. Talk.
If you got a nice body or a big piece, they don't care.
Yes. I'm a grower, not a shower. That's the problem. See, they would always underestimate, and then they'd be in trouble. Like, wait, we didn't talk about this.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, people who you can see they print, like it's like clear, like I don't know. Some people it just hang like that.
Yes.
Times like where you're cold or you're something, and it's just like you don't show. You know what I'm saying? When you have on clothes. So I think people do that on purpose.
Listen, they do, because the world has learned to gratify. How can I say this in a very tactful way? The world has learned to gratify low-hanging fruit. They like the fruit that hangs low on the vine. You look like you have a rebuttal to that.
Oh, those are the best ones. You know, the ones. Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. Without what you say, girl, she's not gonna clap my teeth. She's not gonna clap my teeth.
Those are the best ones to have fun with. So that's just my opinion. A lot of people say they like the smaller ones, but everybody got their own preference.
You know what's okay? And I'm 7.5, so I'm right there. I'm in between. And mine, I have a magic stick. I don't know what the hell is going on with mine, but once they've had it, they want it, they need it, they gotta have it, they stalking me, why you ain't calling me?
Yeah, and sometimes they don't be like eyes or anything. It's like you know, and what
but you know what too? I was watching something last night, and I said to myself, I don't know why people think that Black men can't take well-endowed men. Because I said to myself, our Black women can take these. Our bodies, the athleticism of our bodies can take them. If women can take them and they're Black, other Black men can take them too. You just got to be real careful getting in. You just got to be real careful. Once you...
There's all kinds nowadays.
What'd you say? It's all kinds of what?
There's all kinds of tricks nowadays to get in.
Oh, Lord.
But, yeah. I never played with back there or had a dildo. I never did that.
So what makes you bring it up?
Hey, we were on the subject. You was like, there's a lot of ways to get in.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that's one way that people prepare themselves, because some people like to come prepared. Some people don't like wait, hold on, stop. They want to just go. But
you know what the thing is, that you shouldn't be having sex with them.
Right. Yeah, because it's not supposed to be forced back there. That's really delicate.
And now that you brought that up, that makes me upset too, because my thing is, our community is so, how are we going to be a community of men and be misogynistic against each other? The misogyny in our community is worse than in the heteronormativity of the heterosexual community. It is worse. It is worse with us.
But they make sex like this big thing.
Sex is supposed to be fun. It is a big thing because we're all men, and we're only doing it for fun. We're not doing it to procreate. it is supposed to be fun, but like, I think the problem is this. Men tend to get into character before they are intimate. So they're putting the S on their chest. But the thing about it is, you took the time to engage the person.
Mm.
Now that you're getting what you want the person to totally just disappear, and all you want to see is a hole. For all of that, you could have bought a toy.
All you want to see is a pocket pussy.
Yeah. Like,
But you know, I always say, oh, it's not the same as having somebody else there. And it's just like, once you reach a certain age in life and you done did what you did, it's like, are you really missing the fucking, like, what are you really missing?
yeah.
It's like you did.
Yeah. Like, you know what I said, I have been celibate 10 years.
Yes.
I just made it official with my boyfriend on June the 30th, but August the 9th, I don't see my boyfriend until around my birthday, and my birthday's in September. So I will have successfully hit 10 years of celibacy come August the 9th.
Long distance?
He's in New York. I'm in Philadelphia.
It's
not a problem. No,
yeah.
It's not a problem. Trust me. Not a problem at all. What? Say it again.
I didn't care for New York, but it's a lot of history and culture.
Yeah. No, my man is from the islands, and he's just powerful, if not more powerful than I am.
Okay.
He does this. Like, when I tell you he does this in his sleep, I'm a phoenix. That's my mythical creature.
Uh-huh.
He's a dragon. I call him a fire breather. Because
What's the mythical creature?
The mythical creature is like, you know how we have spirit animals? Yeah, my mythical creature is more than just my spirit animal. It's how I got through life. I mean, I had to start and stop. Sometimes, and the phoenix burst into flames and is reborn from the ashes. That was always me. I'm always able to burst into flames when I need to and rebuild and reborn, like rebrand. I've always been able to do that. I've never needed to hire a brand expert or specialist to come in and tell me what to do next to get back out there, to regain, to reamass. I know all of that. But he's a dragon. He was born in the year of the dragon too. So he breathes fire, and it's so great because we're both fire people. So it's like, but like, as far as zodiac, I'm a Libra, he's a Sagittarius. So we still are matched because the personality. Yeah, look at you. I love Sagittarius. They some freaky deeks, but I love Sagittarius because Libra, we hide it, but we some freaky deeks too.
Right.
So it works. But the love of the logic and the intellect and all of those other things that match just are so powerful. Like, I talk to him every night till sometimes 4 or 5 in the morning, and we're on FaceTime, and I'll just be looking at his fingers. Yes, his fingers. Like, I just noticed things like that. Fingers, and jawline, and he has dreads, he has locks, and he's a beautiful man. He has a beard.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're supposed to have him like that, you know?
Yeah. You know what's so crazy too? We're both, like, we were talking about this. We did this expose the other day. We were talking about this. We're both tops. I'm a blouse. Yeah. A blouse is a feminine man that fancies himself a top in a sexual situation. So.
And I don't really got that, but I do, you know, because what happens down there doesn't really resonate way up here. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen that, you know, a lot, the feminine types.
Yeah.
And it's just like, even though it's still like frowned upon by some of them, it's like,
they need more confidence, honey. But get this, it's crazy because this blurs the lines, which I love because of my illusion. I get the heterosexual men that want me to top them.
It's the transsexuals that want to top the boy. So you got the whole woman get up, and you want to what?
Don't talk about them like that though. I love my girls. Shout out to my girls. Do what you do, girls. Do what you do. But get this. I will say this though. Most men that look for transgendered females like that tend to be more masculine.
They are, and that's I think that's why they approach all of them like that, because it'd be the straight ones that like to get bent over,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And so when you come to the butch queen or a gay male, it's like, no.
But you know what's so crazy?
Like, no.
My thing is, but that's what I love about, even, let's stay there for a second. I love the whole transgender community, because they're not, that's the thing. They're not men. They're
Mhm.
they're women.
Mhm.
And get this, they have been blessed to have extra parts. RuPaul used to say the girl with a little something extra. Now get it, gay guys may not necessarily feel like that is their twist or their zhuzh. But
Mm.
I know this from experience. I was a female, I impersonated a female for 2 years and worked at a phone sex place on a call line. They were all heterosexuals, men calling for what they felt were heterosexual women.
Right.
Guess what the highest call requested in our center was? And we serviced the entire, what was it, the entire country?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was transvestite, transsexual.
And I get that, because, you know, in their regular lifestyle,
Yeah.
they do, you know, they done. But who would have thought that they wanted some breasts on their back? You know what I'm saying?
But get this, it can be very, very exciting.
It can be an experience. And I'm not saying, you know, I never really did that. So, but I mean, I already know, like, in my heart, in my mind, like, that's not, you know, I gotta do it to know,
It
like,
depends. Like, it depends, because you know what? Like, I'm going to say something. I've never said this publicly, but I'm attracted to transgender women. Very much so. The whole, you know, and there are some of them that feel they need to do the surgery, but there are some that feel they don't. And
they're beautiful. The ones that,
thank you. Like, it's just, they're like a mythical creature to me.
mhm.
I'm
And
attracted
it
to them.
gotta be, it's a different type of love that they need.
But you know, like, it's a mythical creature kind of situation. And you know what's so funny? Like, I don't like this. It's kind of crazy. I don't really, when I'm watching, because get this, because we know porn is porn. When I'm watching porn and
Mm.
it's a transgendered woman present, I always want to see her top. I don't want to see the man top her.
And, you know, that's how like a lot of them, you know, on the OnlyFans,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's what the people want to see,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And it's like,
There's a lot of money in it.
I can't knock you for your hustle. You know, I've been,
But the gay boys are always like, no, 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 no. The gay boys are always like, no, no, no.
yeah, but
But get
got,
this. The reason why, let's be honest, the reason why is, as a gay man, you're attracted to men.
that's what,
Yeah, not women.
when you were little and you did not see the RuPauls, you did not see the drag queens. Like, that's not what you were attracted to. You were attracted to the masculine men when you were younger.
Well, get this. I honestly, since we're speaking about me, I was attracted to everything.
Okay.
I was attracted to everything.
But first, what was brought to your attention first?
Let me see. I was 5. It was a woman. It was a woman at first. I was 5. She was 30. My mother knew I had a crush on her. My mother would take me to her house and stand me in front of the TV, and she would say, "Kali, say hi." And I would be so shy because I liked this woman.
Mm-hmm.
This woman. So that was the first thing. I honestly, get this. I knew, because this is how I knew. I knew that I was going to be gay because I enjoyed looking at Playgirl magazines. My aunt was in the service. So when she would come home on leave, she would have in her suitcase her Playgirl magazines. And I was a nosy child. I'd find them. But what I realized is I would just be looking, like you said, I would be looking at the man's whole body. I found it to be beautiful. But it wasn't the only thing I found to be beautiful, because there were many women in my life that I loved romantically, like, because that was just my thing. Like, my thing is this, because I'm one of those people where a lot of other people have boundaries, I don't. My boundaries are different. Just like this, I'm going to say something. We already talked about this, but my boyfriend is HIV positive. I'm HIV negative.
Mm.
I see no problem. I met my boyfriend 20 years ago. I was 19. I was nervous then about it, and I ran from it because I was like, how are we going to be together?
Mm.
But I said to my boyfriend last night, I was like, who would have known that we would have loved each other for 20 years? And I told him the truth. I said, for 20 years, I've been praying for a way. I've been praying for a way to make you mine. I said, and God answered my prayers. And then I put ... Truvada. And we started laughing. I know I ain't got the sense God gave me. I know. But it's true. It's so true. I'm being so honest. I was scared before, like you don't want to cause any damage to yourself or anything like that. And once I realized like there was a way, and now True, I'm going through Mr. So Mr. allows you to do it. If you have insurance, you can get it for relatively nothing. It comes to your house in a discreet package every month. Child, I actually still have the scar. My boyfriend had to help me because they're home testing there. They send you the whole home test. Well, I did that. I did the throat swab. I did the anal swab. I did all that stuff. And then I did the blood swab. And when I pricked my finger with the lancet, that bitch hurt so bad. And my thing is, for the last 16 years, I've had to have my blood drawn every month to check my levels of my bipolar medication in my blood. So I'm used to that. I hate needles, but I'm used to that. I actually have to go next week and sit there and try not to hyperventilate, give them the damn arm, let him do what he's got to do. If I don't move, it comes out quick and I'm done. But my boyfriend, I told my boyfriend, I said, it hurts so bad. I never had to prick a finger. I'm glad I'm not diabetic, even though diabetes runs in my family, because I couldn't prick my finger every day. I couldn't.
Right.
So he actually had a tip for me because he's like, listen, when you are pricking your fingers, you need to put on comedy and laugh. And the funny thing was, when I was pricking my fingers, I put on gay comedy. It was the first time I've ever done that. There's a world of gay comedians out there. And I was dying because they were saying all the things I could relate to. And he said, as you laugh genuinely, your body's going to pump blood to every single part. And it did. And they told me in the email, you need to actually soak the blood through the card. And there's 10 of them. And I'm like, oh my God. But I sat there, I'm laughing, ha ha ha, prick, ha ha ha, prick, ha ha, prick. I'm doing all of that. And then the next day I paid for it. I still have the scar.
Really?
I did that Sunday night, took that thing to the post office Monday. So I still had a little prick marks, but it's all right. But, like I said, back to what we were talking about, I would like, the gay guys don't understand and that's with me. I'm kind of like, I'm a unicorn. I'm a unicorn. That's why, most people didn't expect, oh my God, you're a top. Because when I first started my career in sex, and I mean career as an adult, I was a bottom because I felt, and I had always been told, you're feminine. You need to be the receiving partner. You need a masculine man to match your femininity, but I don't.
That's what I thought when I started.
Yeah, but get this, I don't. Feminine men turn me on more than masculine men.
It's like I like pretty boys, and it's the feminine ones who are more in tune with their emotions, and who's going to really care just a little more.
Yeah. My thing is, because I had one hot summer before I went celibate. I tell this story every now and then. I told it to the world. I slept with 75 people in one summer. It was 85. I have to correct my statement. It was 85 people. Mm-hmm. I slept with 85 people in one summer. And because I was a top, but get this, I have a tendency that when I find a new toy, I play with that bitch until the wheels break. It's the same way with my career.
It's like some booty.
Yeah. So, and it's not just that, like, I was really growing into who I was as a person. And that was my way of I was finally realizing that I didn't have to be what they said I had to be. Oh, okay, you can be gay, but you got to be the girl.
Right.
And I dress like this and I'm beautiful.
Mhm.
But if you think I'm the girl, your loss, your mistake. And I'm comfortable with that now. I'm not so much in that I have to prove, I have to show you. I'm 40 years old.
When you see me walking on the street, you should not know. You can guess what I do in the bedroom, but you should know. You know,
Well, that's some people. Some of us can't hide it.
no, not that you can't hide it. It's like it shouldn't even be a problem because you can be feminine, you can be masculine. Because it's the masculine ones that bend over too, just like the straight man.
Yeah.
So it's like
I was showing my boyfriend some of my conquests, and he was like, "You bent him over." So it's so funny because, like I said, my boyfriend and I are both tops. So there's gonna be a lot of bumping and grinding, a lot of sex toys, a lot of play, a lot of kissing, a lot of foreplay.
foreplay.
Like that's and that's the wonderful thing. And we're polyamorous. Mm-hmm. Would you say that's not your ministry?
I said my heart not that big. It can't go.
Wait, my heart is that big. Get this. I love my boyfriend. I love all my men. I love you, especially when you twerk. I got love for everybody, baby.
I love, but I don't deserve it.
What'd you say? Everybody don't. Well, get there. Everybody don't deserve it. That's why everybody ain't been on my page. I picked the finest of the finest. I picked the finest of the finest, the hottest of the hottest.
Yes.
You know, you know my page.
I seen it.
Yes, I picked the best, darling. Oh yes, everybody doesn't deserve it. I get them. They ask me, "Oh, can I be on your page? Can you put me on your page?" And I'm like, "Sweetie, I hate to say this to you, but you're not what I'm looking for." I started using what the industry does, which is not what we're looking for.
Right.
But my thing is, when I'm a sexual being, back to the whole I like feminine men too, it's not just them being in tune with their emotions. They're so pretty. They're so pretty.
Who's pretty?
Feminine men, they're so pretty. And my thing is, I don't, you know, a lot of men, you ask them what their favorite sexual position is, it's usually doggy style because they're other places. Me, it's kind of missionary. I like to look into the face of my partner. I like to see because I read faces.
So you can
know. Huh?
poly. It's going to be missionary for both.
Oh no, I don't know. Wait, you said missionary. Well, I mean, with my boyfriend, I probably won't do that. We'll be playing around and foreplaying and stuff like that. But as far as if I ever do decide to be with someone else romantically, which will probably not happen because my boyfriend we're really leaning towards just this.
Yeah.
He'll be 46 in November. I'll be 40 in September. We're kind of old. We're both hot. We've both had who we wanted to, and then some.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not missing nothing out here. So it's like,
yeah, we're not missing anything. But I like to read the face, you know, because I remember years ago that I did this threesome, and this black guy brought another younger guy to my house. And I'll never forget, like, the other guy was really well endowed. And I mean, really well.
Like sexually or?
Yeah, sexually really well endowed. I like you. I got your brain going because you said like sexually. What do you mean endowment? Like how? Like, I like that. So I remember him just like not taking his time to get into this boy. And I'm like, I just didn't like the lack of humanity. And I asked the boy, like when it was my turn, I asked the boy, I said, "Are you okay?" And you know, the boy looked at me and you could tell that, and he was a pretty boy. That was the first time sexually anybody asked him how he felt about pleasure and sex. Because for some reason they tell these boys, if you a bottom, you only hear the pleasure at the top. That's bullshit. I'm the type of top where I'm telling myself.
You care about the bottom.
Yeah, and get this. I don't climax.
That's like a personal choice, or you?
Yeah, like honestly, I go until they climax. Something about my shape makes them climax. I've had people say you're milking the prostate because of the shape and the angle. You're milking the prostate. So they usually climax before me. And then for such a long time, I didn't like being vulnerable like that. So, you know, I felt like if I climax, it would make me, I'd have that moment of weakness and want to sleep and all of that stuff. And, you know, when you having guys in your house and you don't really know them, you can't also really pass out and then wake up and have nothing in your house. Right. So, okay, we got it. So, but the thing is, I got very comfortable with not climaxing and pleasuring them. And I would have them say to me, excuse me, my allergies. I would have them say to me, like, are you okay? Like, do you want to come? Like, you didn't climax. Like, did you like it? Did you enjoy it? And I said, baby, I enjoyed it a lot, immensely. I'll see you again next week. And they're like, oh, you actually like, yeah, I actually did like it. I liked it a lot. But again, the programming, oh, because men are men. If he doesn't come, he doesn't like it. That's not true.
They say it's good to like not climax.
I'm tantric like that though. I believe it. Like I have higher practices of sex. Like when I'm a shaman, so a lot of things. I'm very like tantric. I took the sexual energy. It's called transmutation. For 10 years, I took the sexual energy that I had because I'm extremely sexual, and I built it into my career. I put it into my career, which allowed me to be able to work the way that I did. I created over 22,000 fully originally scripted, fully written videos and sayings by me. So like, it was like, okay, this bitch is real. Like I was real powerful. So yeah, I didn't like to, I don't like, I think it's kind of funny because I don't know, you know, I actually will feel safer with my boyfriend because there will be no penetration. Cause I really, I just, like, it's so fun. It's so funny. It is, it's funny. Like, I just,
it's just not the same anymore. I feel like penetration is like, it's like, I don't know. Some people like genuinely like to get plowed.
More power to them, child.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's got to be more of an emotional connection for you to like, I don't know why I feel like it's more sacred versus you giving versus you topping. Like, I feel like bottoming is like precious.
Because it really is. You're letting this person into everything, into everything. So that, like, my thing is, and I mean, it happens. I mean, say you're at a circuit party. You see somebody, they see you, you meet, you eyes meet, there's a chemical connection. If you guys are comfortable swapping and, you know, because they say verse is life now. They say that. Well, I'm not verse because I'm not taking nothing. I'm not taking a thing.
But what was what's the transformation? Because you used to.
I used to. And it was years ago. It was years ago. But it was the mentality for me. Like, get this, I never liked bottoming. I never did. I felt like I was being raped. I felt like everything inside of me was being stolen. I felt like I was being pillaged and plundered. And I had very beautiful men that took their time with me. And I still felt that way. It was not something that I wanted to do. I don't feel comfortable. And I'm not shaming, because my thing is, you know, I turn around, and when I grew into me, it was more mental. I grew into me and realized, baby, no matter what these men over here are saying, I am still a man. I have the right to use or not use what's between my legs at both ends. And it used to trump men. Oh, and that was the thing. I used to get a lot of men. A lot of men wanted to fuck me. A lot of men did. I was like the conquest. In college, I was the conquest. They were all trying, and I did not. I would not. Nope. And they were gorgeous. They were all athletic. They played sports. I used to talk to one of them every night for a year on the phone, sleep on the phone, sing to them, all of that. You're not getting in here. It just really wasn't something I enjoyed to do. I'm just not a bottom, but I did it. And the thing was, and even when I made the transition and said, I'm going to be innately who I am, it was kind of weird for me. I'm like a unicorn, because get this, I said to myself, I'm going to be me. First thing I change is the fact that I no longer bottom. Second thing is, I start showing the world that I can cross-dress. It's like a flip. Most people, they see people like this and they think, oh, she's a submissive woman. She wants a masculine man to climb on her back. And I am what you call the oxymoron. If you honestly think you have me figured out, you about to get your feelings hurt.
I don't put nothing past nobody.
Literally, my thing is, don't surmise.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me. Ask me. I'll tell you. Like literally, I'll tell you what I'm into. Guys, I used to hate that line. What do you get into? Bitch, what do you mean, what do I get into? Oh, I enjoy painting. Yes, I like oil paint. Like, they ain't trying to hit that. You're asking me sexually. So just ask, are you top, are you bottom? What do you want?
I hate that. Like, I feel like, I mean, yeah, it has to be an understanding between both parties, but if you're sexually, attracted to someone, it shouldn't even matter what goes on.
Yeah.
Everybody's supposed to be equal, right?
You know what's so crazy? But in our society, they're not. They feel that the masculine man is elevated, and I don't know why. Because I have this analogy. It got birthed in me during Black Lives Matter, when they wanted all of the social media influencers and people of caliber, of color, to lend their voices to Black Lives Matter, and I wouldn't do it. And people got upset with me and I lost followers because of it. And I did a few podcasts about it, but I wouldn't do it. And they asked me, Queen, why won't you lend your voice to Black Lives Matter? And my answer was, because you guys don't support me. I am not going to stand side by side with you and fight for Black Lives Matter. And we win that fight. And tomorrow you kill me because I'm gay. The same people I marched with in Black Lives Matter are now persecuting and killing me because I'm gay.
Listen, we done fought the fight. Our voices are being heard. We getting record deals, movie scripts, winning awards. We see it.
But get this, it's only a smoke screen. Mm-hmm. Because that's not important.
And that's also why we have ballroom, because we don't need the industry.
I honestly believe that too. And that's why I started doing what I do, because I believe that I could become independently wealthy by leaning on my own community. But this is the thing, what you just said, we're winning this and we're doing that and we're getting record deals. It's a smokescreen, because do we not hear what's going on with the Supreme Court? They already took rights from women. We're next. We're not winning. And then everybody's going to look at all of those people that got those record deals and have all this money and live in those mansions. Like, why aren't you helping us? And they're going to say to you, baby, I got to fend for myself. The same but y'all got to do.
That for years, it hasn't been the whole LGBTQ thing, but there have been world crisis happening. And, a lot of people haven't spoke up. It's because you can say something, but if you're not physically doing anything, you might as well just stay in the back.
But what's getting ready to happen is getting ready to come down from the Supreme Court.
I don't even.
But this is the thing. Me and my grandmother, we already put in for our mail-in ballots, because it's this midterm election we need to vote for, not the primary. This one is where we get in all our people that need to get in and get control of that Senate and Congress. And a lot of Black people do not vote in this midterm election.
Yeah, they don't educate that enough,
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So, but my thing is, what we have basically said and stated here is that as we're sitting here, we are not expected. Mm-hmm. Well, we are not the norm. We are not what is anticipated. But both of us are very remarkable, very beautiful, very intelligent, very elect men. Mm-hmm. And we've come together, and you survived this conversation. And it has been an amazing conversation. I want to ask you this. You already said, we talked about the trans thing. We talked about this. I want to know your thoughts on this, because I interact with a lot of men, and I like these too. How do you feel about female to male transgender people? Because a lot of the gays like them.
I feel like they're rare.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, they don't really like do too much on the front screen or like try too much to fight for their rights. They really just keep it low key. I feel like I've never really seen, like, you would literally have to know it was a trans man, you would have to like talk to them, hear their story.
And but you know they're making their way into porn.
Yes, I've seen a video before. You know, nothing is new. All this done been out. You know.
Yeah.
We've seen it all before. You know, just some things become popular,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like, you know, they have a voice. Just this trans women, trans man has a voice too. But I just think it's really rare. Like, I've never had like somebody close to me that's trans man. So it's like I only know what I see. You know, I don't really.
There are several that come to my mind. I have not shared space with them, but I'm able to feel them from afar, you know, and they're all really beautiful. I have one I call my Tranpa. His name is Buck Angel.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
do know.
Yeah. And then we have another very, very famous, very beautiful Latin one by the name of Laith Ashley. And Laith is just absolutely delicious. And this is the thing, I find that a lot of men are interested. I've started to see like our one of our favorite adult porn stars or adult film stars, Kept Secret. He does a lot of videos with trans men.
And I feel like, you know, it's
for
them to be like, it's like a publicity, you know, because it's good for the camera. I'll say that, you know. And sometimes some people it look good, just like, you know, a trans woman bending over a masculine man. Like, to some people it just look good. The imagery of it just looks good. And it's like, okay, he's like a man, but he has a vagina. So it's like,
I don't get caught. Like, my thing is like, and I think, you know what it is? People need to stop overanalyzing. It is what it is.
They're not.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Like, and my thing is this, all of it, like you said, all of it is out there. All of it you can see with a click of a button. With a click of a button, you can educate. But this is the thing, you can educate yourself very quickly. And this is the reason why I bring this up, is because I wish more men would pick up these phones and educate themselves in private instead of opening their mouths and defending people. You can literally Google what's a trans man. It will give you options. So, but yeah, we've had a great conversation. So I want to talk real quick about your acting. So with your entrance into ballroom and into a house, you said you reached out to the I guess the show that you saw, or the web series, gay web series. Say it again.
Some of the cast members.
Did it work? Were you on the show?
They reached back out, and that's how we have formed our connection.
Okay, but you didn't get on the show.
Did not get on the show.
Are you still looking to be on shows?
I am.
So are you actively auditioning?
I am not auditioning.
You should be. If you want to be on shows, you got to audition, and you're going
to. Yeah, like, again, like, you know, when you don't have a manager, or you don't have, like, if you never did this before, you know, what steps do you have to take to like get there? You Googling? You ask sincere? It's not that simple, because it's all about, you can get educated, but it's all about who you know as well.
Good.
She said good. Wait. How do I become an actor?
Here's a summary from backstage. Steps to becoming an actor. 1. Train to become an actor. 2. Prepare your headshot, acting resume, and demo reel. 3. Submit to auditions and casting calls. 4. Gain experience to improve your resume and reel. And 5. Get signed by an agent.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do want to take like some acting classes.
That's where you start, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know.
Listen, I Googled it so you could hear it, but that's in this business. In this business, I've been in this business for 20 years. The first thing I tell people that tell me they want to be actors, what acting classes are you taking? Because you need to take your acting classes so that you can get your SAG and AFTRA card. Your SAG and AFTRA card, that's Screen Actors Guild, your association, so that you can be hired in the union. Yeah. You want to be paid the fair rate for your acting, whether you're an extra, whether you're a lead, whether you're supporting. It's not.
So do you do any acting?
I don't have to, sweetie. You set yourself up for that when you walked into that. I don't have to, baby.
I'm saying, like,
when Hollywood calls,
no,
they call for me.
Yes.
They call for me. And then you know what I tell them? Oh, thank you, but I'd like to respectfully decline. Why? Because I've got my own shit going on.
You can take on another job.
For who?
For you. It'll be for you at the end of the day.
No, it won't. Name an actor that has ever showed up in a film, series, webisode, episode, television show that actually owns the segment they were in.
The Orange is the New Black?
No.
Because weren't there like, I've never watched the show, but I know that we had LGBTQ people associated with the show.
Well, get it, they were associated with the show, but then those people also came out angry with Hollywood later on. Those executive producers spoke out.
And do you watch P-Valley?
No, but I'm familiar with what's going on there too. But my thing is this, who owns it?
A woman. I think it's a woman who created it.
But I said owns it, not created it. Listen, I'm wiping the floor with you, actor man. I'm wiping the floor with you right now, girl. Come on, girl. This is a battle. You gotta get your tens. You gotta get your tens, girl. My point is that
when they're on the screen, they own their scene.
No.
Yes, it's not.
Monique said this. Monique said this.
The network.
No, Monique said this.
And look where she at right now.
Hold on. Monique said this, and it was very profound. When my great-grandchildren and my grandchildren watch a movie where I'm in it, I want to not only be able to say I was in the movie, but that the reason why we have the abundance and the wealth in our lives is because I owned my content. See, this is the thing. The way that it is set up for entertainment right now, even in music, all of these things, the artist is kind of solicited and brought on, but the artist doesn't own the intellectual property. See, my thing is this. I got into the business as a 19-year-old. I studied, I took classes, I took on mentors, but that's just the type of person that I am. I didn't have to ask a bunch of questions. I knew what was next because my thing is acting is no different from life. If you want to move into a house, you've got to go call the broker. You've got to do the walkthrough. You've got to find out how much it costs. You've got to then be cleared for the mortgage. You've got to then have the closing, the 15 to 20% down. You see, it's life. So many people keep acting like this industry is so magical.
Yeah.
It's not.
And a lot of people are, getting on by doing their own thing, having their own doing everything on your own.
Yes. Forget it. It's not just the ownership. What you signed. Look at this. You signed my talent clearance form, darling. I hope you read it. Did you read it? You didn't read my talent clearance form and you signed your name to it?
No, I did read it.
I didn't hear you. It cut out. But this is a collaboration.
Mhm.
I'm fairer than most of the people in the industry, most entities in the industry. I gave you 50% ownership. And I said, if I make money from it, I will give you 50%. If you make money from it in promoting it, you give me 50%. If we turn around and sell this situation, we have to consult together and have written agreement. You sell it for however much you want to, or I sell it for ever how much I want to, and then we split the proceeds.
Mhm.
You own this, as do I.
Mhm.
See, that's what I'm talking about. My thing is, that's why. And get this, I've worked for shows in Hollywood and things like that. They've asked me to interview people on my platform where I control the narrative. And all of the Hollywood people that came on signed my talent clearance form. Do you know what that is? Respect. Respect.
Mhm.
Because they've watched me work. My name is in rooms that I've yet to enter.
As they should be.
You see? And my thing is, I see talent in you. We having a real conversation. I see talent in you. You are a myriad of wonderful things. But I would be remiss if I ended this and didn't say, in your pursuit of your acting career, a career in entertainment, make sure you learn as much as you can so that you can earn as much as you can and own as much as you can.
Because that's the goal.
Yes, baby, you want to be able to listen. In 5 years, we'll be able to put this anywhere. The residual check will start to come in, and you will be somewhere on one side of the damn globe. I will be somewhere on the other side of the damn globe, and your phone will ring, letting your bank account know, oh, that was a deposit.
Mhm.
Oh, and I did that 5 years ago. That's my goal. People, oh, nobody's watching right now. This is new, da 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 da. And that was what they said. Then it was, but how is he getting all these big people to interview with him? Respect.
Mhm.
They respect my hustle and my grind, because I've been out here.
Right.
And I've been vocal about owning my own things. I own all of my music. I own everything I've ever done. And the ideas I have in my head, these are podcasts. These are excerpts in books that are going to be bestsellers. There is so much money on the table. And I, being the person that I am, just like having been a bottom, I cater to bottoms because I've been where they've been. So I understand them.
Mhm.
I know what it's like. Yes, I know what it's like to be at the mercy of someone else and they want you to do something extra to get the
I
part.
didn't know that much about like bottom experience to where somebody, want to own me almost, because that's not my character. I don't like to be, dominated you see that right there? I'm a bull.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm,
My other friend, he's a Taurus too, and I call him Ferdinand. Do you know how you charm Ferdinand? You don't smack a bull on the ass. You tickle him under his chin.
Mhm.
That's
You
a
see,
that's a farm technique.
Mhm.
You gotta know how to appease a bull. You don't slap a bull on the ass. You slap a bull on the ass, he's going to kick you and then turn and gore you.
Mhm.
See, you can't overestimate or underestimate.
It's the underestimate that they do.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
want to over,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and because a lot of Taurus get like overlooked, misunderstood because we're quiet,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like we're not quiet, but we like to speak on things that we know about. We like to know what we're speaking.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
And
We got a lot
I'm
of people out here that don't talk and say nothing.
yeah, just opening my mouth with words and nothing is coming out. Nobody's learning anything.
Right. I agree. But my
I
thing,
was, I was a teach. It's not always a teachable moment, but I feel like if you're around me in my space, you always gonna learn something from me, and that's what I want people to get from me.
well, get this. I think they did today. They did.
Mhm.
They learned from both of us.
Yes.
We sat here and had a conversation.
Time we
Yeah.
spent.
Yeah. We did the work. Why shouldn't we reap the rewards?
Mhm.
See, and that's another thing, and I have to put this out here before I close this. It's because people, oh, well, you don't have thousands of followers. You don't have millions of this. You don't have millions of that. Baby, give it time. It's like a snowball. Start small.
I'm bringing in, I get like, at least 500 plus.
Yeah.
On a,
yeah.
And it's like, I'm not selling anything. I'm not much, but it's the attention that I bring. People are watching.
Yeah.
And it's habit, you got to like learn how to like transfer it to like, your purpose. You got to find your purpose and you want to transfer. Because I have people watching me. I know there's people watching me. They love me. They send me nice, words, kind words all the time. My captions, I'm really doing it for them.
Yeah.
And then they just say, keep going.
And people say keep going because they want to see what you can become. But the thing about it is, as I'm sitting here with you, you look great, you sound great, you are great. Come up with a product. Take your acting classes. So this is what you do. Use that 9 to 5.
Give me the tea.
Use that 9 to 5 and take those acting classes.
Yeah, you have to invest in yourself.
Yeah. Use that. That's where you start. Because get this, most people say to me, how do I become a model? Queen of Shade, can you teach me? How do I become a model? It's the same thing. I am very weary and leery of people who ask me how to become something before they've even Googled. Because my career and all that I've learned, I learned by researching. It took me 20 years to get here because I was on my own. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it don't matter how long it took. I look good for 40. And baby, I'm here. Here. I made my mark, loud and living color. I'm here. It don't matter about how long it took. I'm here. And I think I always tell my nephew, because he's young, stop rushing. Go to college. Get the damn degree so you can take care of yourself while you're in the process of doing, going after your entertainment dreams. It's very hard out here when you don't have and you don't just need a degree. You need a good job. You need another hustle, You
need the right resources.
Yes. And get this, on top of that, look, and I tell this for this reason, and I think this goes over people's heads.
Uh-huh.
I sit here because my grandmommy taught school for 40 years and then invested her entire retirement in me. Mm-hmm. Why do I say that? That is not a bragging situation. It's actually the opposite. Money is an issue. Look at how talented I am. I can sing, I do all of these things, and the world almost missed the opportunity to know who I am because of money.
Mm. And we have some good people that don't get to express themselves, don't get to show. And like I said, that's why I love that you do what you do, because you get the people, you get them to open up. And, a lot of people don't want to interview a hot buy, or just because they're going to think it's just for, attention, looks, appeal.
Since when have we ever, come on, we entertainers. Mm-hmm. Since when has it ever not been about attention? Let me tell you something. You already know this because you said this. As an entrepreneur, what do you need to sell your product? Attention. We call it marketing, but it's called attention. For real. You're not going to sell anything if no one knows that it's for sale. Knows how much it costs, knows where to get it, knows the website. It's attention. The only thing people say is, oh, you're an attention whore. No, baby, you're upset because I have the attention you desire.
Yes. And it's not my fault that people come to me, gravitate towards me.
But then again, it's not just that. You don't know what I had to do to get it. They don't know about the sleepless nights. They don't know about the laying on my psychologist's couch and the thoughts of suicide because I'm not getting ahead and oh my God, I wasted my whole life. And they don't know nothing about that. They just see this.
But that's what they're supposed to see. And they know, you can talk about the downfalls and the hardships, but you want to put out a positive image,
I show both for a reason. Because this is the thing, Hollywood, music, fashion, They only show the glitz and the glamour. They don't show you how to get there. But the thing is, because honestly, they don't want you to get, let me tell you the truth. They don't want Black people to know the way. They don't want Black people to know the way. Too many Black people in the industry? No, thank you. They don't want us to know the way.
They market off of us a lot.
Get this. We are masterminds.
The culture.
They steal from us. They can't steal from me because they know my lawyer has showed up a lot of times with a cease and desist letter. Oh yes, to the best of them. Come, I could name names. You drop, your jaw would drop. People trying to infringe on my trademark. Well known.
The Queen of Shade.
But that's only one. That's only one.
I've seen that for a long time.
I've owned it for a long time.
Yeah. How long have you had?
I've had the Queen of Shade since 2015.
And that's my high school year. So that's about around the time I was on it. And like really on it.
And get this, that one paid for the other 3. I own 4 trademarks. I'm about to get a 5th. They're $2,000 a piece. See, that's what people don't tell you. See, you ask, and this is the thing, my grandmother said this to me the other day, because we were talking about that. You know, you see young hopefuls, they run up to their favorite celebrity and their favorite star, their favorite musician, and they ask them, how do I get on? And the person says to them, baby, well, keep hustling, keep grinding. Do you know why you get that answer?
Because there's no right way.
Because they don't know the way. They didn't do that. They signed a contract and everything was handed.
Yeah. But you know, yeah, right. And there's no
literally, yes, everything that I'm doing right now, there is an entire boardroom filled with people that make over 6 figures, that have families depending on them and everything, that sit in a room and decide what their artist is going to look like when she appears, how her hair is going to be that day, what earrings she's going to wear, what designer is going to be profiled, what makeup she's going to wear, the color of this, how she's going to sound, what the contract, what they're going to be saying, how much she's making, and then on top of that, how much they're recouping off the top before she even gets her cut.
Because she's the only one in front of the camera. But it takes a team, it takes a village. You know, if you want to have the right outcome and the right image, it does take a village. And everybody's startup story not the same.
Right. I agree with you there.
Everybody, that's a model. You know, they didn't just post their pictures and get out there. You know, every come up is different. Every come up story.
I had to go to France my damn self. I had never been out of the country. I had to pack everything I owned in 3 suitcases and leave. I had never been anywhere. 22 years old, running around France. I was pretty. Met a man. He took care of me for 6 months while I was there. So get this, because I hear your house stirring, they're needing you, and Taurus are family oriented. Please give us 3 words that inspire and empower you.
That inspires and empowers me. Okay. I'll say, I don't really think it's one. Self-love, that could be one.
Yeah.
Self-love, motivation, and just resilience.
Yeah, I agree. Tell everyone where they can find you on social media when you do appear, because as an entrepreneur, you need to appear all the time so we can see you and buy from you and get your products, because you need to be selling jock straps or something, child.
Exactly. All good time. We're gonna get into all of that because sell it.
Good. Yeah, good. It's coming. That's why I said it. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. And I want to do that as well. There's so many things that I want to check off my list, but you got to start with one.
Yes.
That's going to make you money so you can venture off to the next. Yes,
I agree. So tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
You can find me on social media at Q Debonair, and that's really it. QDE, just Q and Debonair. So, and I'm on Instagram, Twitter. Just you find me. There's nobody with the name Q Debonair, one and only.
I would like to thank you, Mr. Debonair, for sitting down and having a real conversation with me today. We went places that are going to help your following and mine, because it's good to see people of color, men of color, that have different extremes in our lives come together and reason together.
Yes, ma'am.
This was beneficial. So don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal silence of Mr. Q Debonair. Say goodbye, but don't hang out.
Bye, guys. It's been a pleasure.
So did you enjoy? I hope you did. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and don't forget to cash at me at the Queen of Shade. I am your favorite content creator, right? Right. You want to see more of this content, right? Right. Cash at me. I love you. Mwah.
I've got my black stilettos on. Don't you make me take them off. I'm assuming first position. Gonna show you I'm a boss. I've been